your results telling us about the consumer? Because as I think about it, does it mean that they're spending more, or does it mean that their budgets are pinched and resorting to breaking up their payments?
I think our results are telling you that consumers prefer Affirm. They chose us as their preferred shopping tool. Obviously, we outgrew the industry. We outgrew a lot of the retail numbers. So clearly, folks are recognizing that the tool we've built for them is safe and useful, and we are delighted to help them with their holiday shopping and beyond.
What are they spending on? What sorts of new merchants as well have come on the platform?
You know, we're available at almost 80%, last I checked, of all U.S. e-commerce. And so we're really very widely distributed at this point, from general merchandise to everything in between. The standout categories over the holiday period were travel, which continues, by the way, to be really strong even now. Sort of anticipation of Super Bowl. People need to get to Super Bowl, and tickets are not cheap, and so we're there to help. But also electronics, general merchandise is always really strong. So across the board, there's been just a lot of really good results.
Interesting that Expedia also did very well, given its exposure to travel. Max,
Right.
I mean, the analysts love the numbers. Mizuho just says you're crushing it. Where do you want to even more finesse? Where is your target right now?
You know, we have a lot of work to do still. You know, I appreciate Dan Dolov and the picture perfect comment. I think that's just extremely kind of him. And we're very proud of these results, obviously. We got another half of fiscal year to go. We got a date with GAAP operating income positive. It's coming up. Very excited about that. We just launched in the UK, so we've got to keep growing there, keep signing new merchants. We have exceptionally strong growth with our card product that just more than doubled, both on the active cards and the volume on these cards. So just continue investing in what's really going well for us there.
Yeah.
And, you know, many things to do.
What's so interesting is, look, basically, credit rating company FICO recently did a big study with your help showing about the impact of buy now, pay later loans, opening, closing them, what it does for credit scores. It actually makes them higher or stays the same. Max, how can you really breathe this into the market to shake off some of the negativity around buy now, pay later and show that really the data proves out that this is strong and it doesn't impact you?
I think the most important metric I care about and we care about as a company is consumer adoption. And last quarter's strong growth and prior quarters show that folks understand the value that we bring, the certainty, the sense of control. We uniquely, perhaps in the industry, don't charge late fees, don't compound interest, don't do deferred interest. So the product really is a healthy financial choice. It's a much better product than your credit card and just about anything else out there. And so I think the consumer has long understood the value we provide. This study is gratifying because it shows that when consumers use Affirm, given that we already report the majority of these loan results to the credit reporting agencies, they're actually building their credit history and improving their credit scores so long as they are responsible borrowers. And so it's just another confirmation point that what we've built works. It helps consumers on a daily basis and for the long term.
Okay, speaking of other consumers across the pond, you mentioned the United Kingdom. You just expanded there. But it's also coming at a time when regulators are starting to scrutinize buy now, pay later practices. How does that affect your expansion plans?
So in part because we are so focused on being honest and transparent, our mission literally states that we must build honest financial products to improve lives. We've always taken the position that we want to engage with the regulators, we want to make sure thoughtful regulation takes place. And so my first meeting, literally, when I landed across the pond, was to meet with several of His Majesty's Treasury officials to make sure they understand who we are, what we stand for, and understand the regulatory goals. And we will continue to engage with regulators, certainly in the UK, but in the US as well, and Canada, where we also operate. So we're very pro-thoughtful regulation.
Talk to us about AI, because you have a chatbot that handled 20,000 inquiries on Black Friday. Per day. I mean, at what point will you be able to kind of use that AI technology, perhaps across your platform? Could we expect to see them taking over any human tasks, for example?
We see AI as a productivity enhancer. We're not replacing humans with robots here. That's definitely not our plan. but there's incredible productivity gains to be had. So the chatbot is widely available. It handles 2/3 of consumer queries today without any human involvement. But anytime you wish to speak to a human, you can. Like, all you need to do is say, please put me through to a person, and that's what happened. And that's exactly what we intend to do, not just with customer service. We use AI to do all sorts of really interesting things. For example, we must, as part of our regulatory obligation, track that merchants advertise and promote Affirm responsibly and don't promote things that we won't finance or misrepresent the terms. So we have an LLM-based system that we've built internally to track it, called it Prohibited GPT. Funny name, but extraordinarily effective. Something that humans cannot do. There are millions and millions of points across the web where our name is mentioned, and it is our responsibility to make sure the terms being advertised are accurate. And so it's a great tool that AI can do for us, and humans will never be able to keep up with. So that is a blueprint of how we use AI everywhere.
Briefly, is that your main area of investment? Where else do you have to be spending to grow?
You know, we grow primarily with the help of our merchants. If you look at our numbers, we'll see that our advertising and marketing budgets are incredibly modest. And that is because we partner with extraordinary companies, extraordinary scale, extraordinary consumer-obsessed ethos, such as Amazon and Walmart and Target and many brands that folks know and love. They promote our service to their shoppers, and that's how consumers first find out what we stand for, who we are, and how we can help them. So our growth is predominantly driven by our partnerships. Investments in technology, that's where we invest in exciting things like generative AI and productivity, and we know exactly how to budget it, so we don't overspend in those things either.